Hello everyone, welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. Lion-He Xiaobao reports that U.S. State Department officials characterized the third round of talks between Israel and Lebanon, held on Thursday, May 14, in Washington, as productive and positive. The 8-hour discussions are set to continue on May 15th. This round marks a step toward more substantive negotiations, with participants including the ambassadors of both nations, Lebanon's special envoy, and senior Israeli security officials. Despite the ongoing ceasefire nearing its end, significant disagreements persist. A Lebanese senior official expressed a desire for a comprehensive ceasefire first, followed by negotiations on Israeli troop withdrawal and the resolution of Hezbollah's armed status through domestic political channels. Conversely, an Israeli government official stated the talks aim to disarm Hezbollah and establish formal diplomatic relations with Lebanon. Previous ambassador-level talks were held in Washington on April 14 and 23, with a ceasefire initially declared on April 17 and extended by President Trump on April 23. Israel has continued attacks, citing Hezbollah's ceasefire violations. South Korean stocks, as measured by the benchmark KOSPI, experienced a significant crash on Friday, plummeting over 6% according to Yonhap news agency. This sharp decline to a close of 7,493.18 points followed a brief but historic achievement earlier in the day when the index surpassed the 8,000-point milestone, reaching as high as 846.783. The market's sudden reversal, which saw it fall to a low of 7,371.68 and trigger a sell-side sidecar for the first time since April 2, was primarily attributed to foreign investors. Analysts indicated that these investors engaged in profit-taking, particularly in large-cap semiconductor and technology shares that had driven a recent rally. Adding to the selling pressure were renewed concerns over the Middle East crisis, exacerbated by U.S. President Donald Trump's recent comments regarding Iran, which have contributed to rising global oil prices. The conclusion of the first quarter earnings season also played a role, as expectations for strong corporate performance peaked, prompting short-term profit-taking sentiment. Notably, market leaders, Samsung crashed the Great Later, SK Hynix, saw substantial drops of 8.61% and 7.66%, respectively. GG Press reports, citing Indian media, that a severe storm accompanied by lightning swept through India's northern Uttar Pradesh state from May 13 to 14. The powerful storm resulted in the deaths of at least 111 people and left more than 70 injured. The devastation caused significant damage, with over 200 buildings reported to be destroyed or damaged. Additionally, a large number of livestock were killed. A dramatic video circulating on social media showed one man clinging to his hut as it was carried about 15 meters high by the strong winds before he fell into a field, sustaining broken limbs. Authorities are assessing the full extent of the damage and coordinating relief efforts in the affected areas. Yonhap news agency reports that North Korea vehemently denounced Britain's recent sanctions against its Songdaewon International Children's Camp on Friday. A spokesperson for North Korea's foreign ministry called the move a heinous, unethical, politically motivated provocation. Britain included the camp in its new sanctions list over its suspected involvement in the forced deportation and indoctrination of Ukrainian children, linking it to Russia. North Korea, officially the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, KWALD, rejected the accusation as a groundless issue and an intolerable insult, stating that Britain's hostility was exceeding the limits. The camp, located in Wonsan and established in 1960, has a history of disseminating propaganda. A Ukrainian online newspaper previously reported that at least 2 Ukrainian children were believed to have been forcibly transferred to the camp by Russian troops. According to People's Daily Online, China's expanded zero-tariff policy for African goods, effective May 1, is poised to significantly boost exports from the continent to the world's second-largest economy. This landmark move makes China the first major economy to offer unilateral full, zero-tariff access to its African partners, with preferential treatment extending to 20 non-least developed African countries from May 2026 to April 2028. Building on previous provisions for 33 least developed nations since December 2024. Economists, such as Jervin Naidu of Oxford Economics, emphasize that this policy will enhance the competitiveness of African exports, particularly agricultural products like coffee, cocoa, citrus, and avocados in the Chinese market. Beyond agriculture, it presents a broader opportunity for African economies to diversify exports, move up the value chain, and foster industrial development, integrating more deeply into global supply chains. The General Administration of Customs, GAC, highlighted that this policy will not only boost African product competitiveness, but also stimulate production and job creation. China-Africa trade has already seen a robust increase, jumping 22.8% year-on-year to $126.100 EAC billion in the first 4 months. Foreign trade companies are already planning to leverage these tariff cuts, with examples including significant savings on liquefied propane imports from Nigeria and Algeria, and on Kenyan green coffee beans, underscoring the tangible economic benefits for both sides. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.